Hey everyone, this quick screencast video is just showing you how you can import all of your lessons pages and modules into the course sites. So there's a few things to be mindful of. The biggest thing is you need to make sure you're carrying forward lessons, tests, forums, assignments, and resources. All of those folders are going to be essential for all of your modules that you've created. The other thing is to make sure afterwards, after the import's done, that you check all of your tests, forums, and assignments to make sure that they're in published mode. They're going to default to draft mode when you import them. And make sure you double check the links in your lessons pages to those forums, tests, and assignments, just to make sure that the link is still active. I think the link disables temporarily with the import. Okay, so we're going to start. So first of all, we just need to make sure we're on the right site. So I'm going to be importing the advanced module 1 from the draft site. So right now I'm on the course site. That looks really weird because my window is huge and I'm on full screen. So to import, you always go to Site Info, and you're going to go to Import from Site. And this is probably the most important thing I can say in this entire video, is make sure you choose the second option. I would like to merge data. If you choose the first option, I would like to replace my data, then it wipes out anything that you select. So if you select tests and quizzes to import, it's going to wipe out the ones that are already existing in your class site. So make sure it's always merge. So I'm going to click on that. And then your list won't be quite as long, hopefully, but you're basically just going to scroll down or do a keyword search and look for WELC draft. So I want, and again, this is the other thing to be mindful of, just making sure you're choosing the right site. So WELC module template draft advanced is what I want. So I just click on that and I'm going to click on continue. And this is a very slow process. Okay, so now you'll get, and you can do this with multiple sites if you ever want to do this in the future, but right now you get the site that you're trying to import from, and you have the list of all the tools that you can import. So the first one I'm going to take is assignments. I'm going to take forums, gradebook, lessons, and resources. Oh, and tests and quizzes. You won't need anything else. Just so you know, you don't select calendar because you're going to have that set up in assignments, forums, and tests where it actually goes to the calendar in the site. If you select this now, it's going to double all of your manual entries, which is kind of annoying. Then you have to go and delete them. So once I've selected all of these, I'm going to click on finish. And you'll see this message here, your import process has been queued, so you should receive an email. It says 15 minutes. I find it's usually about a minute or two, so I just keep clicking the refresh button until you see them all appear, because you kind of want to get in there fast before any students happen to be on the site. I set them all to hidden, so hopefully they remain hidden after they import over, but they might not. Okay, so they didn't remain hidden, so you can see them all here. So I'm going to go in quickly to Site Info, Tool Order, and I'm going to quickly hide all of these. Remember, Introduction module is the duplication, so we want that hidden as well. The actual intro module that they've already completed is at the top of the lessons page, so I'm going to hit Save. So now students won't be able to see any of these newly imported modules, and they still have their introduction to course right up here. So obviously we want to leave this one. So the first thing we are going to do is delete the duplicated module. So this is the introduction module. So I'm going to delete that. And the nice thing about this, you always know, you can keep track of which ones are new because these ones import to the bottom of the tool list, and the one that that is live in the course will always be up near the top after forums. So the next thing to do is just drag these all up. And I'm going to keep sorry, I'm going to just change the title of this one so it doesn't say new anymore. Okay. So now you have your modules in here. You can hit save. And again, students won't see anything. It'll look the same as it did before. They'll just see the intro module. So what I recommend from now on, just work out of module 1. So the next thing you need to check is make sure that all of your tests and assignments and forums carried forward. So they would have merged. So we'll go to forums first. And let's see. Don't know that anything is merged over. Let's check assignments yet. Okay, so now you've got all of your draft assignments here. So you'll notice that they're all in draft mode. Week 1 written submission is the only one that's not, because that's the active one. And you'll notice it also keeps that as well. So like it brings you a duplicate just like the module. So you're gonna have to delete that one, or just leave it in draft mode and students will never see it. So what you need to do for all the tests, unfortunately, is I assume you've got all your settings the way you want them to be. So I'm going to scroll down and hit post. And I'm going to scroll down here. Hit post. So again, just when you're doing the import, make sure all of the settings are the way you want them. Post. And I'm going to cut some of this out of the video so you don't have to watch me do this. So the only thing that you should be mindful of is if any of these are worth grades, you're going to want to go back in and click on grade this assignment. You can put it out of 100 if you want. If you're using the categories and weightings in Gradebook, you're going to click send to Gradebook. And if you don't already have that item in Gradebook, then just leave this. But if you already had an item in Gradebook, you could choose, it'll say associate with existing Gradebook item, and you could do that. And then you would just hit post. I'm not going to do that because I don't know what you guys are grading and what you're not, so I'm just going to uncheck that. You can also do it retroactively, so after the test has been graded, you can still send it automatically to Gradebook, which is really nice. So I'm going to leave all those settings for all the tests, all the assignments, all the quizzes. If you want to send them to Gradebook automatically, then you can do that. And yeah, it looks like all the week 2 stuff carried over. I think what they don't do is carry forward in a published version, so you're going to actually have to go through and publish all of these. And now what we're going to do is go check the content in Module 1. So we're going to go to week 2. So everything looks good so far. It kept all your descriptors. We'll click on reading and writing. This is nice, so it kept all of these. That means that it was linked to the right folder. Everything looks good. The voice threads are there. The only thing I don't know yet is if you're going to need to share this voice thread with this course specifically. So you guys probably know how to do that, where you just click on share, you select the course from your groups, and then hit share, and that'll actually send it to the voice thread tool as well. But as long as your embed links, when you clicked on get a link and embedded it, as long as you selected view and comment, students should be able to view this and they should be able to comment on it, because it's just like a Google Doc link. Anyone with a link can access your content. So as long as you did that part properly, then it should be all set. So all these voice threads carried forward. That's good. All your PDFs did. It looks like your assignments carried forward now. Okay, so here's an example. This is through the tests and quizzes tool, and it's showing as not published, not visible to students, because remember, when you import it, it doesn't stay published. So to fix that, I think that's the only case where there's a test in this unit. We're just going to go back to tests and quizzes. And that was the muddiest point reflection. And we're going to publish that. Display due date on calendar. So that's nice. It just goes automatically. I'm going to do it without notification so they don't get an email. And then that'll be available. So now if I go back to module 1 and the reading and writing, and I scroll down, I'll see that I have that now available. So I'm going to click on that edit button, and I'm going to click on change quiz, and I'm going to select the quiz, which is the muddiest point reflection, and say use selected item. So now it links properly. All of your assignments are good because they're all posted and published. Tests are really the most annoying one because you have to publish it, and then you also have to change the link in that with that edit that I just did. So everything looks good here. I'm going to go back to listening and speaking. Again, we're scrolling down, making sure any links to assignments or tests look active. Okay, I think everything is good. Your files all came forward, so that's good. Okay, here's another example. So this is success is a continuous journey. So we're going to go back to our tests and quizzes, and go back to the working copies. Success is a continuous journey. Select it, publish it, keep it on the calendar, no notification, publish again. And now we go back to module 1. Okay. Oh, good, it actually just did it automatically, so it's linked. I'm going to go back and do that other one that I saw down there, the grit one. Oops. And again, you can just do this. You can just publish them all. The nice thing is, if you do this, if you're actually just creating the content from the class site with the module hidden, you're not going to have to do this very much unless you're going into, except for high advanced, you'll have to do it for 3 of the sites. But if they're already in a site, you don't have to do it, which is really nice. Okay, I think all of these are good. So really, anytime you're doing imports, it's really just attention to detail, making sure you're not missing anything. Everything looks good there. So the last one we'll check is the academic culture. And I think we're all good there. So we've got that link, looks good. Perfect. Okay, I think that's everything. So what we will do next is we're going to hide everything here. So we're going to hide week 3, and I'm just going to hide this this page. I'm not going to enter a date because I don't know exactly. Well, I guess actually it would probably be the 18th if I'm right. So if we update that item, now we know it won't be released until May 18th. Okay. So now I've got week 5 hidden until June 1st. That's a Monday. Week 4 hidden until May 25th, another Monday, and week 3 hidden until May 18th. Feel free to change these if you want them released at a different time or a different date. But that's what you would want to do. So this is still hidden. So once you want this one available, so in fact what we could actually do is change this to Monday morning, which I assume is when you want to make this active. Click on hide, update item. So now even if I released this whole tool, the entire module, none of these would appear. They would just see module 1 and then a blank page. So once you're ready for these to show, You could change this, or you could just let it automatically release at 9 a.m. on Monday morning and unhide module 1 now. And once this is released, you can just work out of week 3, week 4, week 5 directly in the advanced class site and just keep everything hidden. If you want to get rid of any dates, just keep them. You can hide them permanently as well. And just make sure teachers know not to go in here and change anything or release any of these modules. Module 2 can just remain the way it is. It's all the entire tool is hidden, so you can again change all the weeks, and same with module 3 and the final week. Okay, I think that's it. The only other thing I want you to double check is everything is good in the resources. So I highly recommend creating folders. So you'll see like reading and writing online learning resources. So that's a good idea. But what I would do is add subfolders within this folder so that there's week 1, week 2, week 3, even by module, just because it helps you stay organized. If everything gets dumped kind of in this main site and you see them all here, it's just going to pile up, and every time you do a merge to a new site in, say, High Advanced, you're going to take everything with it. And if any links break or anything like that, it can be complicated trying to fix them because you got to find the material. Whereas if I know it's module 2, week 3, and there's a subfolder for that, it's very easy to repair that broken link. Another thing to keep in mind is if you link to something in a lessons page from the resources folder and then move it to another subfolder, it actually breaks the link. So you need to make sure that once you've set that link, keep it, or have it again organized into folders so you know where it is. Okay, and then if you want anything that students can't access, then simply just click on Edit Details, and you can hide this entire folder and its contents. So all that means is, hide this folder but allow access to its content. What that means is they can't access it directly in the resources folder because it just won't appear. But if you have linked to any images or videos in your modules, it'll still show up. If you were to hide the entire folder and its content, they wouldn't see anything that you've linked to. It just would show as like a broken link or a broken image. Okay, so then I think that is everything you guys need to know. If you have any questions, just let me know. Again, my recommendation would be to build everything from the advanced site now, and same with High Advanced. Do it in cohort 2 and then just import to cohort 3, 4, and 5, and we can just ignore the draft sites. At the end of this, when the whole semester is done and you've got an entire semester worth of material, we can take from one of these sites and import it and override the draft site so that we always have like a site where no one really has access to except you guys and myself. That might be nice just so you have it stored somewhere that any other people won't mess it up. All right, hope this helps.